Okay. That's cool.
noticing something about you, and your reaction is joy.
Oh, because that was such a cute. Oh, that was so cute. How that all wrapped. I don't know if he's gonna go this way. I might be making an assumption, right? But at the end of the day, an emotion is elicited from Sneeko, right? Not the dopamine, not the wrecking bubble, but like joy, because it was a human person, not God. It was a human person in a conversation that recognized something, and it elicited a response from Sneeko. I think that's where he's going with this, or I hope that's where he's going, because that wraps the whole conversation is like wrapped in a super neat bow from here on out to establish that point. Yeah.
Okay. I like connecting with people.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah, with people. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Is this weakness? Is what we're doing weakness?
Nope.
No. But
Is
I
it
also,
strength?
It's a strength. No, it's just a conversation. Like this is similar to most. Yeah. Okay.
Right? So it's neither weakness or strength. It's
Yeah.
just we're connecting.
Yeah.
Feels good to connect.
Yeah.
You mycelium.
Yeah.
Does it make us weak to connect?
No.
Does it make us strong to connect?
Neither. Well, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Whoa. How? What's so...
Because you're stronger in groups. So if I connect with somebody and then we go forward, there's two of us instead of one.
Damn.
So there's value to connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Light is trying to spread.
So I think that like we're not doing therapy, but I think that we just experienced what I would call one of the benefits of therapy, which
Yeah, having a human and not God. Yeah, nice, neat, good landing.
is to be seen. So I know you're putting on an act, and yet
Tower can really do.
it feels good to like see through it, right? Like I kind of saw through it,
The blight is trying to spread.
and that feels good. I'm not, and this is the other thing is I'm not judging you for it. I'm not saying like, hey, bro, you're an asshole for doing this. Why do you do this? I don't get angry with you. I imagine a lot of people get angry with
Yeah. That's true.
you, and that must be tough for you.
Or maybe we can talk about.
Let me
okay.
rephrase.
I'll let you
It
cook.
used to
I'll
be-
let you cook.
It used to be tough for you, but now you're better at it. Now you're stronger. Now you know how to pray and you have faith in God. So it's no longer a problem that people are
Trying to
angry with you, right?
The critical misspeak. I'm sorry.
The blight
No,
is
meaning what?
trying to spread.
Also, the kind of reason I laugh, I kind of like, I like making people react. I like even if it's laughter, I have the same sort of reaction to when people get upset. I like being able to say stuff and then people go, huh? Or laugh, or like, I like having an effect on people.
Mycelium.
Yeah.
So like when I say like a racial slur and then people, huh? Like that's really fun for me.
How do you understand? So first of all, is that
Put out new mycelium.
common for many people?
New roots.
I don't think it's as common as, no, I don't think it's that common.
Yeah, I'd agree. Maybe everyone likes it a little bit.
A little,
But
I
not
like
as
it
much as
more
you.
than most people, yeah.
Yeah.
I
How do
do
you
think so.
understand that?
I don't know. It's just always been that way. It's always been that way.
It's
Are you interested in
branching
understanding it?
exile.
Yes.
Okay, so what? What's that expression?
It's branching exile.
Because now it's like I'm thinking you're gonna like dig into my past to figure out like why that is.
I don't even know the answer.
I also, Sneeko is debating, right? And Dr. K is therapizing. I don't want to say he's doing therapy, but like something akin to it. Something that I think is really good. If you want to debate everybody in your life, you could do that. That's fine. But when you are talking to a therapist or somebody that's trying to help you, I think it's really important to just like have an honest conversation and don't ever try to head the therapist off. Like, don't try to be thinking like, fuck, they're asking me this because if I say this, he's gonna fucking say this. And if I say this, then he's gonna fucking do that, right? Don't try to like head off your therapist, right? That's just like, yeah, don't just like open up, think, let them guide the conversation, yeah.
Answer. It's
What's the answer?
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Huh?
I'm not going to. We don't need to dig into your past. We don't need to. We can do that if you want to, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna figure it out together, right? Because connected, ape strong together.
Right. Yes.
that
Stronger
work?
together. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so let's think through it. Right? So, and see, even the way that I'm talking to you is changing. So what have you noticed that I'm changing?
Yeah, we had more defense mechanisms, and now they're dropping.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, so you know what I'm doing to drop your defense mechanisms?
You're saying things to make me feel welcomed and like you're understanding.
Yeah, and
stuff.
what am I saying to you to make you feel welcome?
It's
Am I
everything.
saying,
It's,
oh my God, Sneeko, you're so great.
No,
I
no,
love
no.
you. Like, I'm not, right?
No.
What I'm actually doing is I know the answer, you don't, and I'm not going to tell you. Nya, 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 nya.
right.
And somehow, like, you feel welcome with that. Like, let's play, like, we're playing a game. You feel it?
Well, because everybody likes talking about themselves, and that you told me that you're going to talk more about me in the future, and that's like everyone's favorite topic.
Is it your favorite topic?
No,
No. Yeah, I don't think it's everyone's favorite topic.
maybe
That
I
would
just
make us
lied. I don't
narcissistic,
know. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, but I think it's like, I think human beings like to understand themselves. I don't think that's unusual.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So when you try to get a rise out of people, right? It can be negative. It can be positive.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you. So how does it feel to not? So when you get a rise from someone, I'm going to say that means that I'm relating to you. I'm noticing you. I'm acknowledging you. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So if you don't get a rise out of people, how do you feel?
Inadequate.
Yeah.
And
right?
getting a rise doesn't just have to mean
Damn,
anger.
son, you just went. Yeah, I know, but inadequate. Yeah, I'm
Inadequate, yeah,
surprised
yeah,
you
yeah.
got there that fast.
Like you remember, like I remember standing in circles in school and stuff like that, and like there's like a group of people talking, and then you say a joke and then nobody reacts, or like you just say something and like that, like am I here? Like did anybody just hear what I said? Or, like am I invisible? And then someone repeats the joke louder, and then they all get a laugh. Like, what the? Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah, right. So you feel invisible unless you get noticed. And so, like,
You sure?
right? Your words. I mean, I use the word notice, but you use the word invisible.
Yeah.
So now let's like kind of think about it, right? So now like there's a guy who goes out of his way because we're gonna notice you, Sneeko, right? You're gonna make sure of that,
Right.
right? And you kind of come out charging, and we'll see if you flip back into that mode later.
Okay.
But you know, we'll see what your tolerance of vulnerability is.
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay, wait, real quick. Am I missing a Oh, dude. I feel like my apartment is gonna collapse. Is there a way to pull stuff out of my bastion? Like, if I've got all these resources up here, is there a way to like ferry them out and like deliver them to other places, or no?
But I think you're okay with this because I think you like to be seen. I think you're actually more okay with being vulnerable than you give yourself credit for.
Right.
believe
I think
so.
the biggest issue and what I noticed in Mecca was that, yes, that's true, but doing it for the right reasons. Like, I think it's okay to say a racial slur and, you know, if someone gets upset because my intentions are pure. It's just like, it's funny to me and it's funny to people who get it. But also the fact that if I do have eyes, that I'm putting out the right message and that I'm influencing in the right way. That it's not just like clamoring symbols like a loud monkey, or getting, you know, there's some people that just turn it into a giant clown show, that I'm doing something right. And that every time I speak that it's, you know, there is something positive coming out of it.
Sure. So it sounds like is this the first time you went to Mecca?
Yes, just came back.
And it sounds like it was quite a powerful experience for you.
It was the most, most powerful. I haven't even fully talked about it yet. Yeah, it was like one of the most, it was the best experience of my life.
Yeah, so
He
like
has to say that, of
now
course.
I can see that you're more centered, right? And now you're sort of saying like, okay, like if my intentions are pure and like all this other stuff, which is cool, but like you were clowning long before that, right? You were getting rises out of people long before you went to Mecca and understood everything that you've understood now.
Yeah, since I was like 4 years old, I used to like tell knock jock jokes like this. I would, always. I was always like making stand-up comedy type jokes since I was like 3.
Yeah.
Like
Can I
would,
ask you about what growing up was like for you? That's like, oh my God, like.
Growing up was good. Growing up was, you know, I grew up in around Connecticut and New York, New Haven. You know, a pretty mixed, diverse. 2-parent household, really good parents, and feel
Siblings?
pretty. Yeah, siblings, older sister, younger brother.
And what will you say you feel pretty?
I'm very grateful that I had really good parents, and I still do. And
What made your parents really good?
They sacrificed a lot in order to raise us properly, and they put 100% into parenting, and I think that's pretty
Well, let me grab something. Hold on. Do we know how long Bad Bunny's banned for? Right now it's indefinitely, so.
rare. I don't. My parents are still together, and like it's very rare that I meet any people that still have parents that are together. I love my parents.
And when you say they sacrificed a lot, can you share a little bit about that? Do you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they chose to, they didn't go out and party ever. They don't really have that many friends. They didn't really have like that much of a social life or a life outside of raising their children. Like that was their number one priority. Like they weren't selfish whatsoever.
Okay. And what was school like for you?
School
You were the class
was.
clown?
Was that?
You were the class clown?
Yeah, later on, I wasn't as funny earlier, but then I did get funny, and then I was a class clown. Like I had ups and downs. Like I tried to be. I was like 4th, 5th grade. I like tried to be the class clown more than I was. It was cringe. But then like I developed a good flow.
Yeah. And what was like?
Okay, one thing I want to say, I don't want to spend too much time on this, okay? Because obviously he's fucking did his did he do his residency at Harvard? Dark is so good at conversations. Like probably one of the best, if not the best I've seen, okay? That's high praise for me, okay? Like remember 20 minutes ago, and apparently Sneaker was covering me and Mel before this, right? This is why the goes to therapy, blue-haired, blah, blah, apparently keeps coming up. Somebody told me this, right? 20 or 30 minutes ago, therapy was gay, God is better, all this shit is stupid, blah, 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 blah. And in, what are we, 38 minutes in or whatever? He's like, now we're talking about our childhood, and we're like very open, we're a lot less defensive, we're like open and receptive to things that are saying. Like, he's so good at moving through conversational topics and breaking down. I think the hardest thing to do is to break down somebody's defenses without like being aggressive or combative, because usually it's ironic that or paradoxical, when you attack somebody harder, the defense becomes stronger. But Dr. K is very good at navigating these conversations in ways that don't make people feel like they're on trial or have to fight against something. He just is really good at asking the right questions and then like making you feel good about coming up with the correct answers. And now we're talking about something you originally didn't want to talk about, but you're like happy to be here talking about it, right? I think he's really good at navigating conversations like that. Yeah.
It's like, what were your friends like? Things like that.
If I were to say the worst thing that Dr. K does, that I would almost consider fucking criminal, okay? And Dr. K could never give this disclaimer because it would be he would be made fun of for it. But I feel like he almost should. Is that I think therapy is good, and you should find a therapist if you want to talk through your problems, blah blah blah. But I almost feel like Dr. K sets an unreasonable standard for what a therapist would sound like. I don't know if I've ever spoken in my entire life to somebody that can establish this much rapport this quickly with this level of pretty personal insight. It's almost unfair, because if you go to a therapist expecting like, oh my God, they're all like Dr. K, they're not. I'm not saying they're bad, but I think it generally takes people quite a bit longer to get to this stage. And yeah, he's very good at this.
Diverse friend group, and we used to make like really fucked up jokes. Like my best friends when I was younger, a Jewish guy and a black guy, and I was more Asian when I was younger, so they would always call me like say that my ancestors died building the railroads, and I would make Holocaust jokes, and then I'd make slave jokes, and then we would just, it was just brutal, like just trashing each other all day long and trying to make each other cry and laugh.
And do you have a sense of what about that kind of humor resonated with you?
I think it was bonding over the fact that you can say fucked up things and it doesn't have to come from a bad place, because the teachers would always try to censor and say, you can't say this, you can't say that, don't do this, don't do that. But deep down, you know, oh, well, my intentions are pure. Just because I say something doesn't mean I mean it. You know, it doesn't have to dictate what my belief system is.
And so, have you been judged a lot for what you say?
Yeah, I got canceled off everything. Yeah.
And how do you understand that?
How do I understand? What do you mean?
Like, what's that like for you? to be judged for what you say?
I think it's a big responsibility because I mean, obviously, it's a bigger platform than just being like a class clown. A lot of people listen. I think one of the biggest shifts in my perspective was I was at a baseball game with Lil Pump, and it was in between the innings or something. We're walking to the hot dog stand, and then like these 11-year-olds come up to me, and they start like they get really excited. They're like three or four, like they must have been 5th, 6th grade, and they go, "F the women, f the women," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No," like "F transgenders." I'm like, "No. The gay people." I'm like, no, we love everyone. Just like they were all excited. I'm like, is this what they get from my and I think it was equally like good and bad because they were joking, they were trying to be they literally like reminded me exactly of how I was at 10, 11 years old. And it looks bad because it's on camera because people are like, this is what he's making them believe. Like, this is not what they believe. It's just something that adolescent boys all kind of go through. And I think it's good that they found a vessel within my videos to find a similar sense of humor. So actually, at first I was a little shook, and then it made me really happy. And I think about those guys a lot, and I hope they're doing well. But it is reassuring that, well, not reassuring, but it's like it gives you a little responsibility. Like, okay, like everything I say and do, like I should have something positive there because I'm influencing the youth. You know, whether or not a lot of people like to admit it or how much they try to cancel or silence or censor, like there's, what I say is influential.
Yeah, and in what way or would you say you're influencing them?
I think I'm helping them embrace their boyhood in a generation where it's really suppressed, where men are becoming more effeminate, where we're told to cry more and talk about our feelings more, where gender ideology is pushed, where inherently like no 12-year-old boy believes in that. They don't believe in any of that.
It's so crazy. I know I've said this before. It's so crazy to me that like we identified like concepts relating to toxic masculinity. And by the way, these have been known for a long time. This isn't a new woke invention. And almost every single good like old movie that shows like good masculine anything like are all aware of this and talk about this in one way or another. It's crazy that for some reason in like 2020, I don't know, like red pillars in the manosphere decided to pick up on like, oh, you think toxic masculinity is this? We're gonna literally embody all of the worst traits of masculinity then as part of our content. It's like, wait, what? Why? What? Why? What? It's like so cringe.
They think it's garbage, they think it's stupid, and they all want to make racist jokes, and they just want to be unapologetic and be themselves. And we're trying to mold boys into something that they're not, and it's making a lot of people unhappy, and I don't think a lot of people see what's going on.
When you say it's making a lot of when we're molding boys into what they're not, right? So this is not that's the side that's winning right now, which is not your side, right?
Right. The godless side.
And when the godless side is succeeding, what happens? when we get boys to talk about their feelings or men to talk